episode 94 of the ABC GCI Coffee Break podcast. My name is Allison Jackson, joined each week by Mike Maloney and Kayla Rodriguez Santiago. We have our presenting partner and our lightning round partner this week, Haztech presenting, still coming in strong. And then our ABC membership committee is our lightning round partner. Mike, tell us a little bit about both of our partners this month.
We're still rocking and rolling with Haztech Inc. here. 25 years. They've been partnering with clients to solve their safety challenges and support their sites. Haztech Inc. is the largest and most diverse team of full-time safety experts in North America. It's their mission to enrich the health, safety, and well-being of the employees, the customers, and the communities. If you want to learn more about Haztech Inc., you can visit them at haztechinc.com. And Lightning Round this month is sponsored by the ABC Massachusetts Membership Committee. Venus Williams and Jim Abbott were kind enough to be on last week, and they're looking to have 25 people join before the end of the month so they can hit their goal of 500 members. So if you're interested in learning more about membership, you can reach out to me, Mike, at gwgci.org, or Venus Williams, Venus at abcma.org. All right, so it's October. We're almost halfway through October, and that means it's Scary Movie Month. Let's talk about the Pod Squad's scariest movies. Real quick, can you hear that in the background? Is that really loud?
Who is it?
It's guys replacing the heat pump in the other room. Can you hear it?
I hear like mumblings.
All right, but it's not like overbearing. You can still kind of. All right.
No, I could hear it, but
so I'll start that bit over again.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. All right, it's October. It's the middle of October here, and we're talking about fall, spooky, Halloween stuff. Let's hear from the Pod Squad. Favorite all-time maybe scary movie. I'll start real quick because I'm not a scary movie fan. I just don't like them. They're not my thing. I would never wait in line to go see a scary movie. It's just not my thing. I'm not afraid of like the boogeyman. I just don't like scary movies. And my scary movie that scared the bejesus out of me was Poltergeist.
I've never seen it. I'll have to put that on the list this month.
It came out in the 80s. It's a little, it's not as crazy, right? But there's one part in the movie where this kid has a clown, like a Victorian era clown in his side of his room.
Mm.
And the camera flashes the clown. It's kind of scary, right? And it flashes back and it's got this crazy looking grin on his face. I'm out and done. I don't want to watch that part. The clown disappears, goes under the bed. The kid looks under the bed, and then the clown pulls him under the bed. I'm out.
Mm-mm.
The whole purpose of the movie is there's spirits in the ground, spirits in the house. They're taking this little girl into the TV. And
like The Ring.
Correct. Right. It's the parents like, stay away from the light. There's a little person in it. She's very creepy. She's like super scary. Stay away from the light. I won't ruin it for you. Scare the bejesus out.
Okay, I'll have to add it to my list.
All right, Poltergeist. That's there's more. That's not the scariest movie, but that's one that scared the pants off me. So, what do you got, Allison? What's your movie?
I mean, first of all, I'm always talking spooky things. I'm always talking about scary things. I mean, I have a little kid in my house that has an obsession with slasher films. So, like I was just showing Mike and Kayla before we started recording that he has a full-size Michael Myers cardboard cutout in his closet. So I've had to get used to that walking by his room. So not much really does scare me anymore, but before him, scary movies would definitely scare me a lot. And I remember one movie growing up when I was really young was actually a Disney movie, but it was legitimately very scary. And I don't know if anyone's going to remember this. It's called Don't Look Under the Bed. And it's about the boogeyman. So it's funny that Mike brought up the boogeyman, but it's about the boogeyman. And then like, it's about how like this girl's like imaginary friend turns into the boogeyman. And like, I don't know, it's very, very interesting, very scary. There's this whole like under the bed world with like lots of like gross goo and like weird smoke and things. It's bizarre. It freaked me out. That one, I couldn't look under my bed probably until I was like 22. Moving on. As I got older, a movie that like scared me so bad was The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Not the regular Exorcist. It was like a spinoff or something like that. But for some reason, that movie just got me. Like there's one scene of her or like it was either the priest or yeah, I think it was the priest or something, like walking through the courtyard of like this, I think it was like a college campus. I'm like, I try to like actively suppress it because it scared me so bad.
Oh my gosh.
But there's this like flash of like this scary face on the wall, and like I remember like just being like very scared. So that one definitely scared the crap out of me. And then a more recent movie I've seen was Smile. I don't know if anyone has seen that movie.
That movie looks really
Very,
creepy.
very, very creepy movie. I don't like
Okay.
that. I don't like that. I don't like when like just like I don't like big smile. I don't know. It freaks me out. I don't know if
Is
it's
that
just
Yeah.
is that
me,
on
but
Netflix?
that movie was so scary. The opening scene, I lost my mind. It was
What's
so scary.
what channel is it on? Was it Netflix or what
What
streaming?
channel is it's on channel 7 at 8.
I love that you did that.
It came out in the theaters. Hold on, I'll tell you right
But
now.
I
It's
think it's
probably
on
on
it.
Prime, right? You can probably rent it on
Oh,
Prime.
probably.
Yeah.
How to stream Smile? Amazon.
How do those streaming services work? Can
What's
somebody?
one of those streaming sticks? I had the Channel 7 news on earlier
All
today.
right,
I was
all
watching
right.
the weather report.
It does look super creepy though, because you have the fake smiles and they're just like walking around with that plaster on their face. That's weird.
Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Never will watch it again. It was a pretty
The
good movie.
the
What
Purge
about you,
movies are
Kayla?
scary. Some of the Purge movies are scary. If you watch the Purge movies,
Oh yeah, those were scary.
yeah,
Those were scary because that's like when it's
could
stuff where it's not like a spooky ghost like that you can almost like kind of make fun of it if you like
right,
wanted to as a defense mechanism. That stuff is like, oh no, that's just like a real person dressing up in a costume as they
yeah,
could, coming to your house at night, smashing your windows, trying to kill you. Like that's a crazy thing. But that's a thing that could, in theory, happen
right,
in real life. We wouldn't want that. I'm knocking on wood. But like we wouldn't want that to happen. But like it's not like where it's like a oh, it's a ghost. Like you could kind of make fun of it to kind of like water
right.
it down for yourself in your mind.
All right, Kayla, top scary movie.
Okay, so the only reason why the old version of it was so scary was because I watched it when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
So it freaked me out. We weren't supposed to watch it. I hate clowns for it. Remember when they were like everybody was
They were
freaking
in
out
the
about
street.
clowns on the
They were
streets?
turning up in the street.
I was like, if I see a clown on the street, I'm just gonna like deck him in the neck. I'm like, I can't. Like I'm
I
just
would have
gonna
ran
like
away screaming. I would have ran away screaming. I'm
that
not going to
too.
stay and try and fight the
That's
clown.
true. That's true though. Absolutely. So that's super scary for me. But like I think growing up, maybe The Ring, because it was just
Mhm.
really weird, just creepy. Like she's walking towards you, coming out of the TV, hairs in the, just kind of down. No, I'm good. Poltergeist, I saw it as an older, as an adult, and I didn't think it was
As
that
an older
scary.
person.
Yeah. So I'm actually like 62, you guys. No, I'm just kidding. Poltergeist wasn't that scary. Like I was watching it with my friend and she was like, dude, this movie's so scary. You've never seen it. And I'm like, okay, great. Let's watch it. Let's sit down. And I'm looking over at her the whole time, like, this is not that scary. So I think when you get older, right, you start to realize like, okay, this is just a movie. However, I will not see The Nun to
Nope, I'm
anything
out.
with like the priest and like I don't know, it just seemed really creepy, and I'm just like, nope, I'm not opening my house to none of that. I'm good.
I didn't see it. I
Good.
don't want to. I saw the trailer and that was enough for me for the nun too. Like the way that she like grabbed the girl through the wall. No,
Nope.
no,
All set.
absolutely not. I
All right,
went
so
to like a Catholic school. I'm not, that's
nope,
already in my brain.
nope.
Absolutely not.
All
All
right, so we
set.
got some really good recommendations for scary movies here in October. And now we're going to welcome our guest, Ray Caruso, who is an ABC legend and a membership expert. So we're going to listen to Ray. Take it away, Ray. All right, we are honored today to have on an ABC legend, Mr. Ray Caruso. Ray, welcome to the podcast, and I appreciate taking time out of your busy schedule
Great to
to
be
come
here, Mike.
to come and talk to us. But for those that don't know who Ray Caruso is, Ray, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do and how long you've been involved with ABC Massachusetts?
Wow. Well, you can tell from my gray hair, it's been a long time. uh, what I do is I'm in the last few weeks of my tenure with C.E. Floyd Company. I've been with them over 20 years. And I'm in the business development hat right now. But I wore many hats throughout my career with them. One being head of estimating, head of marketing, head of business development. So all those kinds of things rolled up into one. But then prior to that, I started out in the business when I graduated Arizona State University, and worked for a union general contractor, and in downtown Boston, building high-rise buildings as a rookie. But then I soon realized that I wanted to get involved with what I was learning, the open shop market, and I understood the importance of in the development side of the business, that clients needed to build cost effectively, and therefore the open shop sector gave me that opportunity. And I joined a national developer builder, worked for them for over 11 years, then formed my own business in the early 80s and worked at that for about 13 years before I did some consulting and then joined C.E. Floyd. So it's been a wonderful career. I started with ABC back in the 70s, and I was working for this national developer builder. And my boss at the time was on the board of directors for ABC. And he instilled upon me the importance of growing the association at ABC, strength in numbers. And not only that, but the importance of having the resources that ABC provided to general contractors, which was super important, especially the ability to work with ABC member firms, subcontractors, suppliers, and associate member firms. And I gravitated towards the recruitment and earning opportunities for ABC to grow, because it was important that if ABC grew at that time, it gave me a great, stronger resource to go out to the industry. Of course, there were many benefits that ABC provided in the industry as well. And they were everything from training to legislative issues and those kinds of things. But over the years, I really enjoyed recruitment. When I met subcontractors who weren't members of ABC, after I got done with my business, I always said, by the way, are you familiar with the Associated Builders and Contractors? So obviously, I always had an opportunity to chat with prospective new members, and that helped the numbers grow for ABC as well. So I enjoyed that part of it. I think that we general contractors have a special opportunity to help the association grow, because they're have 20 or 30 subcontractors or material vendors on every particular project, and they're out there trying to search for cost-effective philosophies. And I always told subcontractors and suppliers that our firm wanted to work with ABC member firms. That's why the firms that I worked with, we won the Spirit Award, which is an annual award for percentage of members that ABC general contractors working with ABC member firms. So those are kinds of things that were important to me. When I became, at that early stages, Massachusetts and Rhode Island were a combined two-state chapter. And boy, early in the days and I remember in 1987 when I was then called, it was president, but I was the chairman of ABC Mass chapter and Rhode Island chapter. It was a significant amount of my time. Fortunately, I had good people in my organization to run the business while I was away. But I felt it was important for me to go out and recruit and grow the association. We had some dinner meetings, Michael, that at that time we had 600 or 700 people come to a dinner meeting.
Wow.
ABC Mass Rhode Island was a 700 plus chapter. That's when Rhode Island decided to spawn off and grow their own chapter after that. But it was a large chapter, and we had dinner meetings in both states every month. It was an interesting task. And I remember in 1987, this is a very important part of my history, if you will. Our chapter decided to find a way to repeal the prevailing wage law in the state of Massachusetts. The old archaic law, which basically says that any municipal project has to be done with the prevailing wage, which is the union wage rate. And I remember we went out and raised signatures, and we had to get 100,000 signatures to get on a referendum on the ballot. And we went on Saturdays and went to dump sites where people would go, and we'd had them our ledger, and we had them sign and told them about the importance of working open shop and saving money. For instance, if a city or town was building a sidewalk, they would build it with the prevailing wage rate. Why can't they do it open shop?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to save cities and towns money and those kinds of things, it was very important. So anyway, to make a long story short, we got 100,000 signatures. We got on the ballot, and we unfortunately couldn't get on the main ABC, CBS, and NBC channels. So we were trying to do ads, but they wouldn't allow it. So we did everything we could to get the word out there, and we lost 52 to 48 in that vote. It was very close. It would have been a tremendous change for the state of Massachusetts, but it didn't happen, and it's still in place today, believe it or not.
Now, because you've been around, and we talked to Ray before we started recording this, but Ray's kind of like, I call him the Babe Ruth of membership people, because when Venus Williams, the membership director at ABC Mass, I'm with you. I feel the same way. When you talk to somebody and you say, do you know what the associated bills and contractors are? And they say no, and you make the introduction and you get them to join. It's a great feeling, and you get to see them at events and get them to see them networking with other members. That's a fantastic feeling. How many members do you think you've got to join ABC Massachusetts?
Well, I know that for a fact because I reached my target goal last year, and it's 275.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Well, of course, a lot of that too is I bounced between the Northeast and the Southeast. And I founded in 1998, I founded the Carolinas ABC chapter, which is a two-state chapter still to this day. It's a wonderful chapter. I think they have 400 plus members. And I was the chairman in 1998 and 1999. And because there weren't any members, I went out and recruited all kinds of new members. I think I got 35 new members in the Southeast.
Getting people to join is not easy. Right?
It isn't easy. No.
It isn't easy. You'd think it would be easy, right? Because you're in it all the time. You tell somebody the benefits, and why would you're not a part of it. But what are some things you tell people about the association? What are some of the great benefits of joining? Would you have to say?
Well, again, if I'm talking to general contractors and trying to recruit general contractors, I again indicate not only is the great resources of having the ability to work with the members that are on the directory and part of our association, subcontractors and suppliers. However, I think it's important for general contractors' employees to get involved with the association, where they can have an ability to give something back to the industry. They can learn about the inner workings of what makes our industry grow. I think it's wonderful. And then for subcontractors, it works just the opposite. They have a connection with the 25% who are members are general contractors, but they can help the association grow by bringing in their own material suppliers. So for instance, if you were an HVAC subcontractor, they would sub out insulation and temperature controls. They might not be doing those things in-house. All of those subcontractors would be a great part of molding the whole association and having people who are part of the industry come together. And of course, there are things like various committees. There are what do we have? Maybe 15 or so committees
Yeah.
in a chapter. Anybody involved could pick an important committee that would help them do something for the betterment of what their industry is. I always felt that if I were doing work open shop, I was helping my own career. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way I chose to do the business. And
why do you think some people are so hesitant on joining you? If you had to make you've seen so many people, how many, why do you think people wouldn't want to join?
Well, I think that people are hesitant. Number one, everything, well, especially in this day and age, because of the inflationary economy that we're in, and cost is an impact. But time involvement. A lot of the association members are small firms, and they don't have a lot of time because the principals are working individuals within their own organization. And a lot of people that you recruit say, well, gee, I don't really have the time to get involved. But I impress upon them the importance of what ABC can do for them benefits wise. I mean, there's so many wonderful benefits that ABC offers. It's almost a no-brainer where they can join and their dues are kind of dissipated as a result of taking advantage of some of the wonderful benefits that ABC offers.
What about as far as, where do you place the networking piece, like the networking at different events? Where do you place that in your kind of your list of some of the great benefits?
I'm from the old school, as you can probably tell. I thought that when ABC had events, we used to almost, except for summers, we had a dinner meeting once a month. Right. We'd have breakfast meetings. We'd have all of those were important because that gave an opportunity for people to gather and network together just over prior to dinner or after dinner. I think that is an important part of the association that should still go on. I know in the ABC of the Carolinas, they do because these are bigger states down here geographically.
Right.
They have fishing rodeos, they have all kinds of course, golf outings and other things, but all of those things are important. That's where the networking really happens. And it gives people working within those member firms an opportunity to have an outlet, if you will, and interact with others. Some of my best friends were my competitors that I sat around the table with in board meetings. But I mean, we had wonderful relationships. We'd go out to dinner together and talk about industry issues and those kinds of things. So I really enjoyed my interaction, and I got to meet people nationally as a result of my involvement in ABC. Yeah, depends on where you want to take it.
Yep. And Venus and I talk about with people all the time, right? When renewals come up, someone will say, I'm not going to renew. And Venus will ask them why, and they'll say, well, I didn't get out of the membership. And then we'll say to them, well, did you come to an event? No. Did you join a committee? No. Did you read the newsletter? No. Well, it's like a gym membership, right? And I always say this too, like I got that little key fob on my keychain, right? I belong to a gym. I pay $30 a month. I never go. Why am I not losing weight and getting in shape? My wife goes, well, why don't you cancel that? So I just don't know. I gotta go to the gym. I got my little gym thing here, but I'm not losing weight because I'm not going to the gym. I'm not going on the treadmill. So part of being, in the association is coming to events, networking with people, right? And like you said, it's association. It's okay to be the old school way and come and shake some hands and meet some people, give out some business cards, right? It's a shame that we don't do more of those dinner meetings and more of those breakfast meetings. especially with the whole COVID thing in place, right? How different it really just changed everything. Where
It has.
yeah,
Yes.
and no one wanted
Yeah.
to get. All right, so if you were gonna if you were talking to somebody who's on the fence about joining, what's your big hook to get them to join? Do you think?
Well, again, it depends on who I'm talking with, but if it's a general contractor, again, I really talk to them how ABC really becomes a benefit to their ability to uh, and interact again with the industry subcontractors and suppliers and associates. And they might say, well, I have my own list of subs and vendors. However, I I I think that the important part is that there are many avenues of uh, transition that you can have in this industry that will benefit your ability to produce projects. And
That's a great point because in this business, right, everyone has a guy, right? Who's your HVAC guy? I got a guy. Who's your plumber? I got a guy. But why can't you have more than one in the event that something goes wrong? Or why can't you never know? Maybe the guy you have been using, is something goes on, he's got his own problems, can't get equipment or people, but you can hire somebody else and maybe they're cheaper and more affordable. What about as far as of the 275, how many do you think would crazy? I don't know if you know this now, but how many probably still members do you think?
I don't know for sure. I'd have to do some research on that. But when I go down the ABC current list, there's quite a few that I recognize the name, and I brought that sub in, and I brought this firm in, and they might over the years change personnel
Right.
within the organization, but the name of the organization is still an opportunity. I'm trying to recruit a general contractor right now for this year's annual membership drive, and it happens to be the first firm that I worked with out of college, and they're now an open shop firm, and hopefully that would be a wonderful feather in my cap if I could bring that firm in. So I'm working real hard at it.
Yeah. And it's funny when I love when you get someone to join and they really just grab a hold of it and just really participate and really get into the events and really, it's nice to have new members, new people come in. I think Ray's got enough.
I think that for general contractors, the most important thing is that leadership and management within that organization,
you said it,
has to support the association and has to get their employees. They have to make their employees understand the importance of what ABC does for the associate for that firm.
You're right.
I remember, as I said, my initial boss when I was a rookie, he kind of instilled on me what the importance of ABC was. And I've been trying to do that with people that I've groomed over the years. Of late, I remember now maybe 3 or 4 years ago that I talked to a fellow that I was one of my colleagues at work. He was a young fellow that came in. And I said, I'd like you to get involved in one of the ABC committees.
Right.
And this young fella, this is how the industry has changed. This young fella said, well, I don't think ABC is right for me. And I says, why do you say that? He says, I don't know. He says, it's not the associate. I said, do you realize that if you weren't building open shop, you wouldn't have a job? I mean, basically, that's where our bread and butter was be able to go out there. And I just made that a point in my career that I'm going to do everything I can to help ABC grow. So,
yep. And I feel the same way you do, right? It's not necessarily my job to be the membership person, but I love it. I love finding that member out there that's not a member.
And I still get pumped up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then when Venus is like, membership drive, let's do this, and you're gonna be on a team, and then you're gonna do Ray. I'm like, oh man, I gotta look at Ray. I got a lot of work ahead of me. Yeah, I like the competitiveness of it all. But all right, so Ray, if anybody wants to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
Well, right now it's still R Caruso at cefloyd.com, but not for long.
Uh-oh.
But they can always call me on my cell anytime, which is 617-851-8107. I'll take the call.
Yeah, so if you have any questions about membership whatsoever, Ray's been around. He's got 275 people that joins. These are Ray's not just this is like a brand new guy, fresh off the streets here. He's knows a lot about the association. And now comes everyone's favorite part of the podcast. It's the lightning round. We answer some lightning facts here, right? Get Ray pumped up. That's great. 10 rapid fire questions. The lightning round this month is sponsored by the ABC Massachusetts Membership Committee. So don't forget membership drive the rest of the year. Get 15 months for the price of 12 months, right? You will not get an invoice until 2025. So here we go. Ray, who was your childhood actor or actress crush?
Kurt Russell.
All right. If you were left on a deserted island with either your worst enemy or no one, which would you choose and why?
Could you repeat that one?
You were left on a deserted island with either your worst enemy or no one. Who would you choose and why?
I'd probably say no one, only because I would have the fortitude to live on.
All right. What was your first car?
1965 Chevy Super Sport.
Wow. Do you wish you still had that car?
No, I wish I did.
Oh man. The 60s, the 70s, the 80s, or the 90s? Which decade do you love the most and why?
Probably the 70s, because that's when I got married and all our children were born.
All right, there you go. If aliens landed on Earth tomorrow and offered to take you home with them, would you go?
No, I still enjoy Earth.
If you're going to sail around the world, what's the name of your boat?
Salute.
What's your favorite tradition or holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Have you ever completed anything on your bucket list?
Yeah, I got 275 members at ABC.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a great one. Favorite meal to cook and why?
Since I'm Italian, I'm going to say pasta.
Good for you. Would you rather live in the ocean or on the moon?
That's an interesting one. I probably would live on the moon.
All right. Any hidden talents? Any secret talents you got that no one knows much about?
Fly tying.
Oh, that's very interesting. And then because we're the Coffee Break podcast, we want to ask you, how do you like your coffee?
Black.
And where do you go to get your coffee? Are you a small coffee place guy, make it at home, or are you like a national brand type of person?
Both.
All right. All right. That's Ray Caruso. He's an ABC legend. I'm honored to be talking to him today. He's a great guy. And if you have any questions about anything related to membership, you can reach out to Ray. He'll help you out. Ray, you're the best. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Michael. Enjoyed it.
All right.
Have a good day.
Can't thank Ray enough for coming on the podcast with us. It was great to have him on. He is someone that I definitely look up to as a mentor, and someone that, if anybody has any questions, you can reach out to Ray about membership. Allison, what do we have for upcoming trainings?
We have a few to finish out October. October 17th, we'll have a scaffold user training at the ABC GCI Woburn office from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. So definitely sign up for that one. We have a couple date changes for the next two classes I'm going to read off. The signal certification and basic rigging safety class has been changed to October 28th from 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. again at the ABC GCI Woburn office. And then we have a safety systems for fall hazards class, which also we refer to as fall protection. They're synonymous. So if you've heard it as that, same class. That date has been changed to November 4th. It's been changed from a 2-day class to a 1-day class. It's going to be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. again at the ABC GCI Woburn office. And then to start November on the 7th and 8th, we'll have a construction supervisor license continuing education class. So if you need your CE for your construction supervisor license, sign up for that class. We would love to have you. You can find all of these classes and the rest of the classes we have through December 2023 at gwgci.org/events.
All right, now comes my overall favorite part of the podcast. It's now the news. The news can be found every week in the newsletter that is sent out. Check your inbox. But this week's weekly update is sponsored by Kenny and Sam from Patriot Benefit Services, and the ABC Feature News of the Week comes from Vera Veda-Bancor, our chairman, and it's Careers in Construction Month, so addressing construction's labor shortage at a time when ABC estimates that 546,000 additional people will be needed to meet national construction demand. This issue has never been more important, and you can read more about that in the blog and the newsletter. We're pleased to attend. ABC Mass was pleased to attend and participate in Bridges to Moms Career Day. It took place over at Brigham and Women's Hospital. Bridges to Moms is a great organization with a wonderful mission of helping moms with their lives and careers. This is an example of the type of non-traditional partnerships that we need more of to bring diverse new talent into our industry. That's what Greg Beeman said. If you want to learn more, you can reach out to Greg at abcma.org. Let's see, our upcoming events. We've got our Building the Foundation Contractor Fundamental Series continues Wednesday, October 25th through November 29th. It takes place 7:30 to 9:30. It's a virtual class. And then we also have Oktoberfest taking place October 26th. It's a Joe Kenny fundraiser taking place for the second year over at Bear Moose Brewing from 4:30 to 7:30. You can RSVP over to Carol at abcma.org. And don't forget, we've got the Excellence in Construction Awards taking place Thursday, November 2nd from 6 to 9 at the 4 Point Sheraton, Norwood, Mass. You can register and attend that. It's the biggest night of the year for our chapter, so we are looking forward to seeing everybody there. And some exciting news. Ken Tessitore, the carpentry instructor, our very own instructor, was announced as the Paul McDonald Distinguished Teacher Award. Ken has been involved in teaching the trades for several years, and we're proud to announce him as the Teacher of the Year. Congratulations to Ken. And then don't forget, if you want to be on the podcast, reach out to me, Mike at gwgci.org. And we're also proud to announce that Jim Abbott was named a 5-star wealth manager. He works for Claro Advisors. 5-star professionals are selected based on feedback from other consumers who say the professional delivers exceptional client satisfaction and service. Congratulate Groom Construction on completing a 23-unit affordable housing community in Rockport. And then congratulations are in order for RH White. They celebrated 100 years as a company, which is fantastic. Erland presented a National Construction Technology Conference. And then if you want to have a story put in the newsletter, reach out to communications@abcma.org. All right. That's going to take it out of this one. We're making our way towards our 100th episode. Got some exciting news to deliver on that episode. We're going to be giving out some awards. But as usual, like, tag, share, follow. And that'll be it for this week. Talk to you next week.